Hello, Drive Leaders. Hi. Thank you so much for joining us today for our Drive Leader training. My name is Evelyn Huynh. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I do community outreach and membership here at Family Giving Tree. And we are so excited to have you here today. This is our final Drive Leader training session, and it will be recorded, and it will be sent out after this is over. So you'll get the link tomorrow. It'll also be on our YouTube channel if you want to check it out. So you can watch the glory that is the Drive Leader training session that's today. So we've got a lot to cover, and I want to make sure to get started so that you can get out on time. I also have questions or time for questions at the end. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So what we want to go over today is I want to first give you a quick Drive overview to just give you background on Family Giving Tree, what we're doing for this holiday season, all the goodness that you need to know about what you're diving into. And then we'll touch on volunteering, because you do have the opportunity to volunteer. You are volunteering as Drive Leaders, first and foremost. So if you are tracking volunteer hours, all of this time spent in this hour listening to me, watching us, this counts. So make sure you mark that. And then we'll touch specifically on things about the physical drive, if for those of you who are running physical donation drives, getting wish cards, most needed gifts, that sort of good stuff. And then we will cover some nuances and things to know about the virtual giving tree, so the virtual drive, and some overall best practices, and talk about a timeline. So the timeline for this holiday wish drive, which I know it's been shared in bits here and there in your confirmation email and other emails that have been sent out, but we'll go over it here for you to be able to take a look at and then ask any questions if you have any. So first and foremost, let's talk about the overview of the drive. We are bouncing back from COVID, right? Still wading in some weird waters here, because now we've got people getting sick with, RSV or whatnot, and so we are working our way back up to where we were in pre-COVID times. Our goal this year is to be able to deliver 40,000 gifts to Bay Area community recipients. In the before times, it was probably about double that, but we are working our way back. So you are here to help us get there, and we're very excited to have you. So let's talk about who these recipients actually are. So first thing, 85% of them are kids under the age of 13. We do work with a lot of agencies that support younger children, and you will see that reflected if you are doing getting the physical wish cards, or even on your virtual drive, you'll see folks who are registered that a lot of them are actually children. And then the remaining folks are the 15% are comprised of teenagers, adults, and seniors. And these are folks who are going through some various things in life, right? These are people who are facing financial insecurity. There are kids here who are being supported in foster homes. There are folks here who are unhoused or going through transitional housing. And then we also work with agencies who provide support for people with disabilities, both seen and unseen. And overall, the people in the community that we are helping to support and uplift are from under-resourced areas of the communities in Northern California. So that just gives you that general overview. The perks of leading a drive, well, number one, you as a drive leader get to decide how you engage in giving back this season. So whether that be you run a physical drive and provide wish cards to people, or you provide them with a most needed gift list and say, hey, here's the list, go shop for whatever you want on here, bring a toothbrush and bring it back to me. Or you run your virtual giving tree where folks can go online and donate and don't have to ever see you if you don't want to see people. I totally understand that plight of not wanting to be around people or whatnot, given the COVID times. And so yeah, it's totally fine however you want to run it. We are here to help support you with that. the second perk of being a drive leader is you get priority warehouse volunteer opportunities. So we actually opened warehouse opportunities last week, and they went quick, but you still get first dibs on some of these windows. And so to go into that further, I would now love to introduce you to my colleague, Shannon. She is our volunteer coordinator here at Family Giving Tree, and she's going to go over all of the volunteering goodness with you. So please, Shannon, take it away.
Thank you, Evelyn. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Drive Leader Training. I am happy to be here, and as I'm sure all of you are, I would love to talk about priority volunteer registration. So like Evelyn said, that is one of the perks of leading a drive. You get 15 spots. So if you were to not run a drive, you would get 5 spots as a community member, but 15 is all for you. And like Evelyn said, you had early access. So last Wednesday was when Drive Leader volunteer registration opened. And then this week we have been having some running registrations for the community members. So you had a little bit of early access, but you do have much more volunteer spot opportunities. So just some general overview. This volunteering opportunities are between December 5th and December 29th. We are closed from December 24th through December 26th, and we have a half day on the 23rd, just to give everyone involved, volunteers and staff and agencies, some time with their families over the holiday season. Generally, our warehouse hours and our volunteering hours are between 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and Sunday is 10 a.m. through 5 p.m. So we have 2 to 3 hour shifts, starting at 10, 12, 30, and so on, but you will see that on the calendar. All ages and abilities are welcome. You are more than welcome to bring your 2-month-old baby, and if you want, we will not provide child babysitting services, but start them young. We do have some rules that go with that. Minors 16 and under must be accompanied by an adult, that is someone over the age of 18. And breaking that down even further, when you are bringing children aged 10 through 15, you need to have at least one registered adult per 5 minors. And you need to have one adult per 3 minors if the ages are 0 through 9. So registered adult means that they have registered for a volunteer spot. So please make sure if you're looking to bring 5 12-year-olds, you need to look for 6 spots. Everyone in the group needs to be registered, and that goes for any type of volunteering that you do with us. There have been some questions previously about if you sign up as a group, will you all be doing the same thing? Yes, you definitely will. On the website, you can sign up under warehouse, or you can sign up under pickup drop-off, and those are 2 different job descriptions. So warehouse is kind of more general and will have a lot of different tasks, and pickup will be a separate task, and more specific of working with drive leaders on dropping off their gifts or working with agencies as they come to pick up their gifts. All right, some more things to note. Like I said, registration is now open. You have access to 15 slots. There is no deadline for signing up for shifts. So if the day of, you see that there's an afternoon shift with a few openings, you can sign up and come on in. But there is a deadline for canceling shifts and for entering your volunteer information. So we really rely on people coming when they say that they are going to come. So if you sign up please show up. It really, when we have a lot of volunteers who sign up, but then don't cancel their shift and don't show up, that slows our process down. So our productivity in the warehouse is very scheduled, and we are really relying on volunteers to come. And if a group of volunteers doesn't come, then we might not be able to get an agency's gifts out on time, or we might not be able to get them out at all. So it really is important that you make sure that if you can't come, you cancel your shifts so that there's someone else that can come. Additionally, this number 4 right here, there is a deadline for entering your names and contact information. So if you're signing up just yourself, it'll only ask for your information. But if you say that you want to bring yourself plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 14, you will need to enter the information of all your volunteers 72 hours before your scheduled shift. And that just confirms to us that you have done your due diligence and found people to come. And it's just exciting. So it's exciting to see who's going to come. So please do that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask through my email or at the end of my little presentation thing. Okay, so a little instruction on volunteer registration. You'll find a page like this. The link will have been sent to you either the day of volunteer registration opening, which is last Wednesday, the 2nd. Yes, the 2nd. Or if you have registered as a drive leader before that, then, or after that, sorry, more recently, then it will be in your drive leader registration confirmation email. Just please read through that. Remember, Evelyn has given you a lot of really good information in that confirmation email. So remember to read through all of that. So the link will take you here. There's a nice big calendar with lots of options. This screenshot was taken last week. This week it definitely looks a little bit more sparse, but there are spots. They're just going to have to be smaller groups. So here you can see there's 3 spots left for the 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. shift. And that means that 3 volunteers can sign up. That does not mean that you can sign up and bring 15 or 14 more volunteers. Another person can sign up and bring more. It means that you can sign up and have 3 volunteers present. Just be careful with that. I know it can get a little confusing later on in the on the web page. So once you choose the shift that you want, you're going to put all of your information in. I know this is long. It's really just important information that we need, like your name, email, what drive you belong to. And that's going to be right here. This is a close-up of that. It's a drop-down menu. And if you have registered as a drive leader within the past, well, today, previous, then you will be on this list. It's alphabetical, you just scroll down, choose your spot. If you do not see your organization or drive name, you can choose other, and then another box will pop up and you will type your drive name in, and I will go through that and assign you or edit the information so that it's correct. Another big thing to look out for is this box, is anyone volunteering with you? This is where you add your additional volunteers. Just as I said before, be careful, because you can click on this and you can say me plus 14, but if you have chosen a shift that only has 3 spots in it, the system will only save 3 spots for you. So you need to make sure that you are aware of how many people you have registered for. if you say me plus 14 and it only registers for you 3 for you, then you still have 12 spots remaining. And you can go and register for more smaller shifts. So you still have those 15, but it will definitely have to be in smaller portions. After you submit all of that information, you will get a confirmation email. This is kind of blurry, but you understand the gist of it. It's got a lot of really good information that you will need to read before your shift, and preferably sooner. So here it says, definitely blurry, it says number of spots you plus 2. This is my registration for me plus 2 other volunteers. At the bottom of this email, it will say, like, we're sorry, we can register all of your volunteers. So you're going to want to make sure that you see that. You can also see that in your volunteer profile, and there is a link in your confirmation email to your volunteer profile, and it will look like this. So I registered myself, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 other people, and for a shift on November 3rd. So I need to make sure before my shift, before November 3rd, and all of you do as well, that all of your personal information is input here. You can go to your volunteer profile, click the Your Profile button, and you can enter or edit any of your information. You can add the event to your calendar, like your Google Calendar or whatnot, right there. Here you need to make sure that all of your additional volunteers have put their information in. Remember, I said it needs to be in 72 hours before your shift. So you just hit edit, and all you need to put is their name and their email address and save it, and your additional volunteers will get an email with a separate volunteer profile link so that they can add all their information. I know sometimes in the past, you've been able to share the link for your volunteer profile with anyone who wants to sign up, and that is still technically a possibility, but we really don't want you to do that. Whoever has the link to your profile, the group leader's profile, will have access to all of the information that people put in. So just be wary and be respectful of other people's privacy needs. I know that I wouldn't expect anyone else to have all of my information if I were to volunteer with a group, and I would hope that you would expect the same. Here, right here, you can remove this person from the shift. So this button will only remove this person from the shift. So say that I registered for 10, but I could only get 8 volunteers. I could just remove the ones that were unfilled, and then I would have 8. There is a button down here. I cropped it out, unfortunately, but there is a button that says cancel this shift, and that will cancel every single person. So yourself and all of the additional volunteers. So be careful. You want to make sure that if you're doing that, you want to get rid of the entire shift. Okay. Finally, we have a Drive Leader volunteer guide. It's got a lot of good information in it. This QR code on the screen, it will take you to the page, and I believe Evelyn will be sending the link out to you as well with the recording for this video. It'll have a lot of things that I just talked about, like registration instructions, key things to note. It will also have volunteering do's and don'ts, like do bring water if you need it, don't wear flip-flops, do wear closed-toed shoes, stuff like that, stuff that's pretty important to know. So go ahead and see that. And there's also a pretty cool workflow chart that one of our dedicated Angel Elf or long-term volunteers created of what goes on in the warehouse. So kind of the journey of a gift in the warehouse. And it'll give you a little bit more of an idea of what you might be doing in the warehouse in terms of different tasks. So now is the time for questions. Let's see, is there anyone? Yes. Every volunteer needs to sign the waiver, and if you have signed it in the past, you still need to sign it again. And anyone under the age of 18 who is volunteering needs a parent or guardian to sign the waiver for them. Actually, here's a question. If someone is unable to make it last minute, for example, sick, do we just edit the volunteer name, contact information with alternate person's information? Yes, yeah, you can definitely alternate or change the contact information to a different person, or you can just cancel the shift or not the shift, but the person in general. All right, and with that, if you have any more questions, please email me at volunteers@fgt.org. I will be happy to answer any more questions that you have. And I will hand it over to Evelyn.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shannon. I really appreciate you joining.
Of
Okay,
course.
so let's dive right in, because I know you drive leaders are eager to get the overview about how to run your specific drive, right? So I'm going to go through my presentation first, and then I'll take questions at the end. So hopefully I cover some of the questions that you may have sitting in the back of your minds. And if not, just pop them in at the end. That'd be great. Okay, so let's go back. I'm going to share my screen again. We're going to first touch on some specific things to know about the physical drive. So the physical drive, there are 3 specific ways you can run it, or there can be a 4th. I don't know, you can get creative. I'm open to it. So just email me if you have some ideas that is not one of these. So number 1, first and foremost, we have a most needed gifts list. This is in our Drive Leader Hub, which I will touch on a bit later, but you do have the link to this from your registration confirmation email. We also have the option for physical wish cards. So when you registered to lead your drive, one of the questions was, how many physical wish cards would you like? And if you put a number in there, that is what you're getting. And then the last option we have is a very limited amount of print at home wish cards. And so in that confirmation email you got, there was information there that said, if you wanted digital print at home wish cards, where I send you a PDF of wishes and you go and print them out yourself, I can hook you up with that. All you have to do is reply to that confirmation email and tell me that's what you want, and I will get that to you. I do have a small number of those, so once I run out, I'm out. But right now, just so you know, demand has been really high. So I'm also out of physical wish cards and I'm waiting for more to come in. So that's where we are. So I do have some printed home cards. If you haven't already gotten your notification that your cards have been put in the mail, I may be able to assign those to you if you change your mind and want to print some instead. So let's touch on the most needed gifts list really quickly. So this is what the list looks like. It is a PDF that sits in our Drive Leader Hub, and you can send this link out to your group, or you can share it by printing it out and posting it, or distributing it to folks, however it is you want. This is our top 25 most requested, most needed gifts, and they range from ages and genders, so you can take your pick. These gifts should be between $25 and $50. So this is more guidance for people who are going out to shop for gifts. And it does say that on the most needed gift list, just so we don't get somebody who brings in, you know, a $10 Lego set, which is one of those tiny little guys, or alternatively, no one's bringing in the giant Harry Potter Hogwarts set, which is way too extravagant and way beyond our $50 limit. So this is just to help provide guidance to the donors. Up next, we want to make sure that we're also including a pre-packaged toothbrush. So a little bit of background on why we asked for this toothbrush. When you are trying to save your money to do basic things like afford food or be able to pay the rent, oral health care is not necessarily the first thing you think about. I feel like for most of us, we don't even take care of our teeth probably as well as we should, right? You're supposed to switch out your toothbrush every 3 months. Does anyone actually do that? I try to. I'm really bad at it. It's more closer to like, every 6 months when I remember I have to go to the dentist. But yeah, I want to know. I want to know if you actually just change out your toothbrush every 3 months. I'd be very impressed. But oral health is one of those root causes. If there is something wrong with your oral health, it can affect other parts of your body, and it's just one small thing that we can do to help other people out in the community. So we are 6 months at best. Thank you so much. That's totally me. We are trying to give a little bit of something extra for these folks. So prepackaged toothbrush, as in it's blister packed or just factory packed. Please do not take bulk toothbrushes out and put them in Ziploc bags. We have to throw those out because then those are unsanitary. So if you get a 2-pack or a 3-pack and you put it on a gift, that's totally fine. Go ahead and do that. Not a problem. Make sure you are leaving gifts unwrapped. We do not want you to wrap any of those gifts. And we say this because we have agencies who actually request to not have their gifts wrapped. We need to know exactly what it is we're giving them. Not that we don't trust you, but sometimes things will come in and they won't be what it was that was wished for whatever reason. And we have to be able to see that that's the case. So if you are bringing in gifts that are wrapped, we have to unwrap it. So just to warn you there, and to keep in mind to be more environmentally conscious, because that is what will happen, to just not wrap your gifts. Like I said earlier, you can share this list digitally or print it out and post it, whatever works for you, okay? The other way you can run your drive is using physical wish cards. So we are trying to send out all of the wish cards to those people who have registered up until this point. And we will get all of those wish cards hopefully out in about a week from your registration at this point onward. Like I said, I am currently out of physical wish cards and I'm waiting for more to come in. Shannon has some volunteers that are out working really, really hard and getting those together for us. So they will be coming in, and as soon as they do, I will get those packed and ready and have our staff send it out to you. So these physical wish cards can be displayed on a wall, on a holiday tree, however you want to display it for people to be able to see it. You can put it out and share it to folks to distribute, or you can distribute it in person. You can just say, here, you're in charge of Johnny. Good luck, go have fun with that. However you want to distribute it, go to town. Again, with the physical wish cards, it's a $25 to $50 limit. It does say that on the instructions on the card. Also, same instructions to have a prepackaged toothbrush and also to leave the gifts unwrapped. I want to go over now the actual anatomy of a wish card for those of you who don't know what that looks like. So what I'm going to do is stop sharing my screen so you can actually see this in full screen glory. Okay, so this is what a wish card looks like. This is the pretty back. This is the front. On the back, you'll see that there is this silver sticker with a little code on it. This is our RFID tag. This is something that we use to track this gift that comes back with it in the warehouse. So it can get damaged. So don't just shove it into your pocket, fold it or whatever. So just be as careful as you can. I mean, it's relatively durable, but if you fold it in half, it's gonna mess with the tracking. So just don't fold the cards if you don't have to. On this side is where you've got all of the important information you're going to need in order to fulfill this wish. So we're going to start at the top here. And you can see all of the instructions are up there, including instructions on how to get an in-kind donation receipt. So I've gotten several questions there about how can donors get a receipt for donating this gift. They can follow that last bullet instruction right there. So on this wish card, you've got the name of your recipient, the age of your recipient, the gender, if they did put a gender in, and then their primary wish, which is this first wish up here. And this is from a list of predetermined gifts that we have sent out to hundreds and hundreds of agencies for them to pick from. And then the alternate wish. So this is so that if you cannot find the primary wish on this list, you have a fallback option to get this alternate wish for them instead. On this side of the wish card, you've got this fun little box here that is the zone ID. You don't really have to pay attention to it other than the fact that there are A's and B's. And if we are working out of 2 warehouses this season, which I don't know if we are yet for sure, then you will need to know which set of wish cards you have, A or B. And that's pretty much all you need to know. And then we have this handy dandy barcode that we would love for you to not cover up or rip or take apart, just leave it intact. And that is the anatomy of a wish card right there. This is what you'll be getting if you did request for wish cards. This is also what the digital wish cards look like, just in PDF format. We will accept the alternate and the main wish if you get them both, as long as it both adds up to less than $50 or $50 and less. So yes, you also don't have to get both. So if you can get a really, really nice quality primary wish, that would be preferred actually. But great question, I love that. Okay, so let's go back to screen sharing. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move on really quick and talk through tags and materials with you. So your wish cards are gonna come in something that looks like this. This is a wish card pack. And I'll go through exactly what's in here later, but generally our packs are in a default pack of 25. So for those of you who asked for 10, it'll look smaller than this. For those of you who asked for say 30 or 40, we've bundled, this at plus, a partial pack of another. So it might be a little bit bigger, or you might get just 2 separate packs, really dependent on my mood for the day. So in this, you see that there's some of these other things kind of hanging out beyond the wish card. Those are these envelopes. So this one is with the little coin icon here, is for anyone who wants to donate money. So they can write a check in case they don't want to pick up a wish card. They can put it in this handy dandy envelope here, seal it shut, write your company or organization name on the back so we can track that donation back to you, and then hand it to you for you to bring in when you drop off your gifts. And then this other one with this yellow envelope with the little icons of the gift cards on the front is for gift cards. So we are taking gift cards from Safeway, Lucky, Target, or Walmart. All the instructions are on the back side of this, by the way. And they are being accepted in increments of 25. So there are specific instructions for how to handle the gift cards that are included in the Drive Leader instruction packet. So please, if you requested for printed materials, you'll get that in the mail. If you didn't and you're going to download it online, download it online. It's in the Drive Leader hub, the Drive Leader instruction packet. Go get it. So that is that. And speaking of, that's what this looks like in person on paper. So if you get this mailed to you, you'll get this handy dandy packet here that's filled with great information and also a tracking sheet if you want to use it. We don't need it. This is only if you want to organize yourself and keep track of the physical wish cards that you got. So it's loaded with great information and it's really pretty. I love the colors, I love the design. I'm really happy with it. So yeah, I'm curious to know what you think about it too. Anyway, this is downloadable online that you can scroll through in PDF format as well. We also have the poster. This is an 18 by 24 poster. Very cool poster, very appropriate to put on the outside of a door or on a wall. And then there's this bottom section of the poster here that tells you, you can select it. There's different ways to donate. You can select a wish card. If you have a virtual giving tree or you have your own corporate online philanthropy giving pages or whatnot, you can put that here. And then it also tells people you can donate by check or cash. And then down here, you can fill out this information to help your donors figure out what to do. So this is a slot for letting people know when all of the gifts are due back to you by. They're due back to us between December 6th and 8th. So I don't recommend writing December 6th through 8th on here because you're going to need to get them back so you can get them back to us on time. Drop-off location, if this is your building A lobby or wherever, that's the opportunity for you to write that in here. And then your drive contact is ideally you, because you're going to be the one that knows the most about what's going on with the drive and be able to answer questions. So that is the poster. Also downloadable online if you wanted to download and print it yourself. That helps save us on some cost, and if you're printing a smaller version, on the environment too. So if you are getting just, let's see here, I've got some questions I want to go back and look at because there's a lot. If you're buying things off of the most wanted list, I won't be sending you anything unless you asked me to send you something. So if you want envelopes mailed to you, send an email to me, or reply to your registration confirmation email and say, hey, I would like 5 of the gift card envelopes, or I would like, 10 of the monetary donation envelopes. Whatever it is that you want, let me know. Okay, and then, oh, it is very pretty and clean. I agree. Thanks, Brenda. I need some posters and forgot to order them. Send me an email and let me know. This stuff will be mailed if you did request for things to be mailed to you. And the poster is that poster. That's the only poster we have. So if you are only doing a virtual drive, if you want, you can cross out the other options and just put your virtual drive information on that poster. If we have donors donating money, would you recommend we use the funds to purchase the gifts for the wish cards, or should we provide funds directly to you? You know what? I think part of the joy of doing the holiday wish drive personally is to actually be able to go out and pick the gifts. So I don't know, I would really encourage getting people out there and going shopping and fulfilling the actual wish cards. It kind of helps us on a little bit of overhead too, so we're not doing the logistics on our end for shopping for those, but we'll take whatever it is easiest for you. So that's kind of for you to decide. Okay, I'm going to go back to what else is going to be sent out to you if you're requested for materials. Toothbrush labels. So if you get an excess of toothbrushes, or you decide, hey, we want to provide extra toothbrushes, this is just a sticker for you. If you want to put it on a box or a bag to collect extra toothbrushes, we just give that as an option to you. This is very important to me. This is the drop-off form. And when you are dropping off your gifts, regardless of whether you have wish cards or are shopping from Most Needed, I need you to fill out one of these. And this is where it says zone A or B. So if we're in 2 buildings, this is where you'll write that in here too. But we need a count of your gifts before you come in. And then you need to submit one of these so that the people receiving you can actually confirm that you did come in and drop these things off. And then finally, in your packet, you will receive one of these. It may or may not have the same exact sticker, but this is to collect all of these goodies. If you are getting gift card or monetary donations, you can drop them all into this one giant envelope, write your organization name right here, and then pop it into our donation box when you get to the warehouse to drop off your gifts. That is it. That and your wish cards, that's what you get. Oh my gosh, how could I forget this? Ornament hooks, because a lot of people love to hang these wish cards from trees. We provide ornament hooks. These are baggies of 25 ornament hooks, and they are painstakingly put together by our volunteers and by me. I've gotten pricked many times by many ornament hooks because I've had to bag my own this past week, and several of our staff members. So if you get these and you end up not using them, bring them back with you. We will reuse them and send them to folks for future drives. So yeah, but they're handy and they are for you. All right. You are going to be receiving the materials hopefully within a week. Like I said, I have no more wish cards right now, so I'm waiting for more to come in. But if you had registered before November 2nd, you should be getting them within the next several days. Our agency coordinator, Evelyn, another Evelyn. We only have like 18 people on staff, and there are 2 Evelyns here, and we also have the same last initial. Fun fact. She is working feverishly to get that stuff out to USPS and FedEx if you provided a FedEx number to us. So just be patient, because really it's like one person doing all of that. And so she's working really hard to try to get it out to you. Okay, so let's go and dive into best practices. So I'm going to go and share my screen. I'm starting to talk really fast because I've got 19 minutes left and I want to make sure I have enough time for questions. We can stay late, so you can ask your questions if you are able to stay late. Otherwise, you can finish watching this later in your recording. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. So display your tags or lists. Make sure you've got them out there so everybody can see. You can put them on a tree. You can display them however you want. Get creative. Take pictures and send them to us. We love seeing how creative you actually get with putting those things up. If you requested for collection boxes, they are branded collection boxes, and we recommend you put them somewhere that is highly trafficked so people can actually see, oh, we're doing something. What is this, right? Kind of gets their attention. And if you wanted to, you could actually use those hooks and hang the wish cards on the edges of the collection boxes if you don't want to have to deal with a tree or a wall or whatever else. So that is an option for you. One thing to note, if you are putting a collection box in an open traffic area or a place that has a lot of windows that are open to the public, make sure you are storing your donations somewhere safe at the end of each day. The reality of where we are is that there are a lot of people who will break into storefronts and places of business if they see stuff that is possibly something that they might want to either sell on the market or keep for themselves. So pull it behind a desk, pull it into a closet at the end of the night, something. Just make sure it's out of plain view if you are somewhere that people, anyone casual off the street can just kind of walk by and see. Encourage people to go shopping early. You're going to start running out of things. Holiday shopping can be a really maddening time, and the closer you get to the holidays, the harder it is to find those hot ticket items like Legos. So tell people to go shopping early. One thing that you can do is encourage people to think about Black Friday shopping too, because that's when big deals are out there and they can kind of look through the ads beforehand and kind of plan ahead, and that's kind of fun too. So if you want to send a few ads out to people before and say, hey, Black Friday's coming up, make sure you go out there and shop for this stuff. That's totally cool. Do that. Group shopping day is something that I highly recommend. And I do that because when way in the before times, before I was at Family Giving Tree, I used to be in the corporate world, and we used to run holiday wish drives. And our teams would actually take a lunch hour on a specific day, grab our wish cards, and actually hit Target as a group. And so we would all go and shop for our items just as a team and bring them back and, put all the stuff together and then donate them. We put them back in our lobby. That's where things were getting collected. And it was just fun. It was just fun to all get out of the office, take a break. And who doesn't love shopping at Target, right? You walk in wanting one thing and you walk out with 10. That's just kind of how it works. Does anyone else have that problem? I have that problem. So try group shopping as an option. That could be something that you can consider as a team activity. If you are not convening in an office or a shared space on a regular basis, but you want to be able to collect gifts from people, consider doing a scheduled meetup. You can meet up in the parking lot of a Starbucks or whatever and just kind of do a gift transfer from trunk to trunk, whatever works for you. Get creative with that. You don't have to have an official lobby in order to make this happen. There are other ways to do this. And tag Family Giving Tree on social media when you're doing your shopping and collecting and organizing and dropping off gifts. We want to see if you're actually enjoying it and how much fun you're having. Like, that brings us so much joy to be able to see and to share. If you tag us, we will share you, or at the very least comment on it. We do really appreciate your efforts and just kind of being able to share the good work that you do out there. So some things to note to prepare for drop-offs for physical gifts. Make sure you sign up for an appointment. I will be sending out an email with drop-off links for you and specific instructions. So be on the lookout for those as we get closer to when gifts are due, which are the beginning of December. So I'll be sending them out in the next couple of weeks, actually. So you have to sign up for an appointment. Make sure you are counting all of your gifts before you drop them off. So I will ask you to send me an email with that count, and then you're also including it in your drop-off form. So please, please, please make sure you are doing that. Also make sure to, like I said, send in your totals before your appointment. Sometimes I get ahead of myself, and I did here. So, and note your zones. So in case we are in two separate warehouses and you have to know whether it's A or B, just pay attention to what's on your wish cards, and you'll see them when the gifts are returned to you if you got wish cards. If you don't have any wish cards and you're shopping off of a most needed list, I'll tell you exactly what to do. You'll most likely go to like a warehouse B, but we will give you instructions. I am very diligent about that. Okay, and then Teamwork makes the dream work. You don't have to go at this alone. Drive leading does not have to be a solo effort, and it's more fun when you can bring other people in on the fun. If you are dropping off and you know somebody who's got a giant truck or an SUV, by all means, please tap them for help. Hey, can we just all caravan over at 2:15 on December 8th and do this drop off? Do it. We totally encourage it. So consider that. And then make sure you're communicating with each other and with us. If you need more wish cards, if you have questions, things you don't understand, if something changes on your end, just make sure you're telling people what you're doing. Hey, we're doing a holiday drive. Hey, did you remember we're doing a holiday drive? Black Friday's coming up, right? Just as much as you can get the message out there. It's really, really good to do. Okay, if you elected to go green and you requested for wish cards, yes, you still will be getting wish cards in the mail. If you have wrapping supplies you would like to donate, we would love to receive them, because we will actually provide them to our agencies, who sometimes will ask for wrapping stuff separate, like outside of their wishes or their gifts. So okay, so let me move on here to the virtual drive. So for those of you who are running virtual only drives, so if you are running a virtual only drive, this is what the virtual giving tree looks like this year. It is brand new and revamped, and it just launched this week. And essentially what it is online only giving. So there is nothing that gets shipped to the donor or you or anything. You are funding gifts online, and we take care of everything else. So easy peasy. You could do it from your desk, you could do it from your bed, you could do it from your phone, whatever. We try to make it as simple as possible. This is really good for folks who are maybe not in the area, because it is not location bound. So if you want folks who are in other offices to take part in your drive, but say they're working remotely somewhere else, they don't go into an office, or they are international and they still want to be able to provide for the Bay Area, they're welcome to donate on the virtual giving tree. We do take international transactions. So this would be an amazing thing to be able to provide for them. This is the virtual giving tree is also available for an extended window of time. So it is live about 1 to 2 business days after you register, up until January 13th, 2023. So you've got plenty of time. You don't have to run it the entire time. You can run it for as long as you like. You just manage it in your messaging materials, however it is that you want to control it. So let's say you only want to run your drive up until the point that you have dropped off your physical gifts, because I see a question about running a hybrid drive. Then you can absolutely end your drive as soon as all of the gifts are done and delivered to us. Just do it in your email marketing out to your groups or your newsletters or whatever it is that you're using to communicate out. But you can treat it all as one drive if you would like, and that is not a problem. If you haven't received your virtual giving tree setup login email within 1 to 2 business days, please check your spam or promotions. If you still haven't gotten it, please email Amelia at fgt.org. She is in charge of the virtual giving tree, or you can email me and I can forward your request on. But you should be receiving that email, and you will be able to click through in order to get your magic link to get into your virtual giving tree. And then that email also gives you the URL for your virtual giving tree. So one thing in that email is also a link to the tutorial video. So if you want an overview of what the VGT looks like, how to set it up, I made a really cool less than 5-minute tutorial video that you should definitely watch. So the link is in that email, so make sure you check it out. A best practice for you: customize your virtual giving tree. You have an opportunity to upload a logo. You have an opportunity to customize your message on it. Logo, message. I forgot I had written that in there. And so use it, for the messaging. Make sure you're telling people why it is that your group is participating in the Holiday Wish Drive. For your logo, if you're a company, obviously you can upload your logo. If you're not a company, you're part of a social group or you're part of a family, you can post a picture of your family or your social group. If you are doing it on behalf of your dog, post a picture of your dog. Whatever it is that you want to put up there, it is a free space for you to use. Otherwise, it's just our default logos and badges up there. The URL is going to be wishdrive.org/ and then your drive name. Not actually your drive name, but it's whatever you registered with. So if you had capital letters in your name, that's, every capital letter will be represented with a capital letter, just no spaces and no punctuation in it. Make sure you set a goal. You don't have to, this is optional, but it really gives something for people to work towards. And I think that's really helpful in order to encourage people to be able to, drive up activity on the virtual giving tree. So you can set a monetary goal, or you can set a gift goal, and those are tracked separately. So there are people who may just want to be able to say, I just want to donate $100, and they'll just punch in $100, and that will go towards the monetary goal. And then the gift goal is those people who actually go in and say, I want to buy this little scooter for Bobby. And that then will count as one gift. That also, the cost of that also goes toward your monetary goal. Something important to note. The landing page, sometimes the changes take a little bit of time to reflect, and we actually have a bug filed with our developers to fix that. So if you did make changes on the logo or your message and you don't see it, give it a little bit of time and then check back. If not, email Amelia and she will look into it for you. For all details on how to set things up, watch the VGT tutorial video. I'm not going to go over it here because it's already in the video. Adjust your goals as needed. Just because you put in a specific goal at a certain time when you start your drive, it doesn't mean you have to stick to it. If you shot through that goal in a matter of days, consider putting in a stretch goal for your group. If it looks like it's the goal you set was a little bit too lofty, maybe consider scaling it back. I do get questions a lot about how to kind of gauge what your goal should be. And I can't really give you a specific answer because it really depends on your group and how active they are in doing things like this in philanthropy work or whatnot, but and the size of your group too, right? So if you're, say, a really, really huge company and you're sending it out to everyone and you're encouraging execs to come and do matching or do whatnot, throw a big goal in there, throw $10,000 in there and see how it goes. If you're a small family, $10,000 might be a really, really ambitious goal. So I maybe don't recommend that, but it's certainly very reasonable to maybe put $500 if you're, say, a family of 4 trying to get like your cousins and your grandparents to take part in this, right? So good question. Going back to the physical drive, what happens to the tags that don't get chosen? We fulfill all of the wishes that are submitted to us from our recipients, so nobody goes home empty-handed. So if you are not able to fulfill all of your wishes, that is not a problem. Don't worry about it. We can't use the wish cards though, so you can toss those. But we will make sure that they do get the gifts. So part of the warehouse volunteering that Shannon went over earlier, part of those tasks is to be able to make sure that all of those agencies have those gifts ready to go. And so we will shop for whatever is missing before they come and pick up their gifts. Last thing, again, you saw this earlier, but communicate. This is very important to remind people, hey, we've got a virtual giving tree, especially if you're going to be running it through to January. They're going to need reminders because they will forget about it. So sending out reminders and letting people know about status updates. Hey, we're 50% to our goal, or hey, we just decided to extend our goal and we need your help to do this. Something to maybe consider is doing a push around Giving Tuesday. That might be something if you do your focus on Giving Tuesday, sending a note out to say, hey, we want to be able to hit X amount of dollars by the end of Giving Tuesday. So maybe think about doing this, right? So just an idea to throw out there. We have all of our resources available to you in the Drive Leader Hub. As mentioned earlier, you have access to this link from your registration confirmation email. It's also just on our website. So if you go to familygivingtree.org or fgt.org, it's right there. It says Drive Leader Hub and you can get here. And this has all of that stuff I showed you earlier that you're getting in the mail, but then plus some. We've got graphics, we've got logos, really, really good stuff for you to use. Email templates to help save you, so you don't have to come up with this content yourself. You can just copy and paste the stuff that I put together for you and reword a few things here and there and send it out. So I tried to make this as easy as possible for you, and I hope you're able to use those resources. all of the stuff about matching, setting goals, all of that VGT information is in the training video. Check it out. Another best practice that we would love for you to do is to share your experiences with us. We use a site called MemoryFox. This is the QR code for it. It is also in the Drive Leader packet, both the virtual and the physical packet right here, right there. You can submit a written story about how your experience was. You can submit a video, you can submit pictures, and that's on your phone or your computer. That's what the site looks like, but you can scan that QR code on your phone to check it out now if you would like. But we really want to be able to collect these stories and share them out with people so people know what it is that you're doing to give back to the community and really how much of an impact you're actually able to make with the little family of 4 or the giant corporation of 10,000 or whatever, right? So it's really nice to be able to share the stories collectively that we who are strangers to each other and strangers to the people that we are providing for can still all come together as a community to do some real good and help uplift people and make them feel a little bit of extra joy and show them some kindness for the holidays. All right, so the timeline for the drives. So the physical drive, like I said, materials are going out this week. I did run out of wish cards. As soon as I can get more, we're going to continue sending that stuff out, and we scramble to get that stuff out to you as soon as we possibly can. We're not just sitting here just hanging out. We're trying to get them out. So be patient with us, and you will get an email notification when your item ships out. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that. Any additional materials will take about a week to get out. If you're asking for more stuff, I just need a little bit of time to put that together. And then Evelyn Hernandez, my colleague, needs time to be able to send it out. And then all of our drop-offs are happening December 6th through 8th by appointment only. Please, this helps us with planning. It helps us know what to expect, how many volunteers we need to be able to have at the ready to help you out. So please help us. Please help us help you. For the virtual giving tree, the timelines, they are live within 1 to 2 business days of your registration. Check your spam, check your promotions. If you don't have the email, it goes to the person who was primarily registered. So if you were the one that signed up with your email address, it goes to you. If you need somebody else to be added on it, you'll have to email Amelia, and I'll give her your email, her email at the end here. The last day to donate is January 13th, 2023. This is for the virtual giving tree. We do not have a final location for the warehouses that we can confirm yet, but it will be in the South Bay, most likely Sunnyvale. But that is a good question. We get it all the time. But I will be sending that information out to you, and it will be posted on our website as soon as we know. Timelines, additional timeline information. We will be opening Drive Leader surveys up starting around December 12th. So that is after all of the physical gifts have been brought in to us, ideally. Agencies actually start picking up December 12th, which is why we ask for all of the gifts to come back in by the 8th at the latest. It takes us time to get them ready in the warehouse and out. So the later you're asking to drop off your gifts, if you're asking for an exception, the harder it is for us to get that out to agencies, and the harder it is for the agencies to get that out to their recipients. So if they're picking up on that first day on December 12th and you haven't delivered your gifts, or you're planning to deliver it on the 12th, they're not going to get to the recipients. They're going to go to somebody else, but we can't get them out in time because we will have already had to shop for those gifts to make sure that they were ready for the agencies to pick up. So that is why I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to make sure you're donating your gifts on time. There's a lot more flexibility if you're doing something like shopping from the most needed gifts list. We do still need them on the earlier side because a lot of the agencies want to be able to have their gifts ready to go by before the holidays actually hit, right? So think Sunnyvale as far as South Bay, Milpitas, Sunnyvale, that area. In the past several years, it's been Sunnyvale and Santa Clara for the South Bay warehouse. The warehouse closes after December 29th. So something to keep in mind. So if you're not delivering gifts until after that, we're going to send you somewhere else, TBD. We will be having a Drive Leader celebration event on the afternoon of the 19th. and it will be a virtual event. And this is where we get to bring in representatives from agencies to actually share their stories with you, and you all get to celebrate together and share some fun facts about how the drive went. It is fun times for all, and I encourage you to join in when those invites go out. All of the drive results will go out at the end of January. It will take us time to tabulate everything, so please just wait for it. End of January is when you'll get your totals for you to confirm and make sure it looks right to you. And then Drive Leader Awards will be announced in February. And for those who don't know, everybody who signs up to be a Drive Leader is eligible to receive an award. We award people for growth of their drive. For first-time Drive Leaders, it's how big of a bang you were able to make, how big of an impact you were able to make with your drive your first year out. And then we also get provide awards for our youth drive leaders, our public drive leaders. We really want to recognize the hard work that you do, and we want to be able to celebrate you. And so that's kind of one way to do it. It's mainly for bragging rights. It's not like we can sign you over $1,000 check for winning an award or anything. Your money is going towards some gifts. So mostly bragging rights, but it's still pretty cool to do. So, or it's pretty cool to get. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. And that's all I've got. These are the emails that you need to keep in mind. If you have questions, if you have requests, driveleaders@fgt.org goes to me. So if you need more wish cards, if you need to do digital only wish cards, if you want to sign up for a VGT, if you have questions that didn't get covered here that I will go through in the chat in a little bit. I know we're over, but for those of you still hanging on, I'm going to answer them for you. That all comes to me. Anything virtual giving tree related goes to Amelia, and that is amelia@fgt.org. Very easy to remember. And then anything related to the volunteer program, signing up for warehouse volunteering, questions about protocols, any of that, I'm not gonna be able to answer that for you. So that is all Shannon. So if you email me, I'm gonna forward it to her, but please just email her. That would make our lives a lot easier. But volunteers@fgt.org. Before you reach out to her though, please read through that Drive Leader volunteer guideline, because that does answer a lot of questions regarding volunteering. Okay, let me go back because I know y'all had a lot of questions and I want to make sure I cover them. So I know there was gifts. Please do not wrap your gifts. And I know you missed 30 minutes of the meeting. You can watch the replay. So watch the replay. Yeah, if you registered today, you're probably not going to get them for about a week and a half. So hosting a hybrid gift drive, that's a great opportunity to be able to maximize giving and the experience for your group, because you can say, hey, for those of you who are coming into the office, come grab a wish card. For those of you who can't, donate online at a virtual giving tree here. Like I said earlier, you can run that for whatever date span you want. You can extend the virtual giving tree beyond the physical gift donation. Just make sure you're messaging that out to your group. But the physical gift wish cards that you get here are completely separate from the virtual giving tree. So any of the wishes that are on your virtual giving tree have nothing to do with the ones here. They are a total separate set of people. So don't think that the ones that you're getting here are the same as the ones that are online. They are not. They are completely separate. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, no warehouses. The signups for the drop-off times, I will be getting that out to you in the next few weeks. I first need to know what we're going to be doing with our warehouses, and I don't have that information yet. So I will definitely get that out as soon as possible. If you registered for your company today and you want to pick up your boxes, send me an email and let me know of a few days and times, weekdays within business hours, and we can schedule an appointment together. So shoot me an email about that. You are welcome to provide cash as a donation to cover the cost of the boxes. The boxes cost us $25 a pop. I think it costs us more, but we just kind of go out there and say it's $25. So for anyone who actually wants to donate to cover the cost of the boxes that they're getting, we happily take that. In your confirmation email, there's actually a PayPal link that you can go and submit that donation to. Feel free to go do that. But if you're coming and you want to provide us a check or cash or whatever, we'll totally take that as well. Yeah, we won't be as far out as Morgan Hill. Thank you, Shannon, for answering that. Okay. That's all the questions I got. I covered it. I'm so sorry, I'm 5 minutes over, but I hope this was super helpful for you. If you have any other questions, reach out to any of the fine folks that are on this email list here. Otherwise, you'll be getting this recording in an email tomorrow. It will also be available on our YouTube channel, hopefully by tonight, depending on when I can get all this up. I have to get it up by tonight, so it'll be up tonight. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful drive. We're very excited for this year, and we hope you are too, and this is going to be awesome. right? It's going to be awesome. So let's make it a great one, and we will work together to get through this and make this the most memorable one yet. So enjoy your drive. Have a great holiday season. Thanks, folks.